close call for neighbors in East Nashville following a drive-by shooting. More than a half a dozen shots were fired in the case that ended in a crash. News 2's Stephanie Langston with how this started and video of the suspect car.
The first couple of shots I heard it probably happened about 50 yards back that way.
Just outside Scott Avenue Church of Christ, Sunday morning around 10:30.
And then you heard another 5 to 7 shots as they turned this corner here.
Surveillance video shows a small white SUV and dark-colored sedan with tinted windows race by on Otay Street.
My understanding is that all of this originated over on Porter, and they were sort of just chasing each other for a while through the neighborhood. And so it just so happened that what you see on my cameras was sort of the ending of the situation.
It started at an apartment complex on Porter Road, where a shooting investigation was underway Sunday morning. Metro Police say 2 women at the apartment complex claimed they were blocked in by emergency responders. So they hitched a ride from a neighbor. Noticing a black sedan, followed them out and soon began firing shots.
I was sitting in my dining room and I heard some gunshots.
As the owner of Nashville Smart Homes, Stephen Rodriguez, has a dozen cameras installed at his house, sharing footage of 3 different angles of Sunday morning's drive-by.
The black car that you see in the video was actually firing rounds at the white SUV in the front as they turned this corner at a very high rate of speed. It's impossible to be very accurate in that kind of scenario, and that many shots being fired, those rounds absolutely went in the direction of the houses across the street here.
That's where Herbert Holt was checking his house and cars for bullet holes.
It just trips me out. Yeah. It's dangerous.
While Holt wasn't home at the time of the shooting, he says his neighbor had to take cover as bullets flew through the neighborhood.
I mean, just before it happened and just after it happened, you have young moms pushing strollers with babies. You have young families walking their dogs up and down this street all day, every day, just before and just after, and it's just unbelievably dangerous.
Now, the women in the white SUV eventually crashed into a ditch and ran from the scene, but returned telling police they believe the suspects had the wrong people. Metro Police say they are following leads on that black sedan that you saw. As for the Porter Road shooting, they say a man was shot in the legs at the apartment complex. That investigation is ongoing and no suspects have been identified, while the victim says he does not know why he was shot.